Okay, in this next set of video lessons, what we're going to do is we're going to put together the entire project. So this is my splash page. You click on it, and here you have my website. So you notice the rollover effect when the mouse rolls over the menu bar, and you notice that when you click on each page, the content changes, but much of the page design kind of remains the same. You notice the placement of the text, the spacing between the text and the size of the text. So we're going to learn how to put all that together. Now, before you get started in this set of video lessons, here's what you should have. In your Z folder, okay, you should have a folder called something relevant, such as IT12H Chan W website, or just a very relevant name. Remember that in this unit particularly, absolutely no spaces in file names and no other punctuation except for maybe an underscore. Now, inside of this folder, I'm just going to put it on this view. Inside of this folder, you should have a couple of folders, and you should have a couple of files. For starters, what you should have is you should have the Photoshop file where you did your slicing. So if I were to open this up. Alright, so this is what we worked on in the last set of video lessons, and this is where we did our slicing and whatnot. Alright, now what you should also have is a folder with all the graphics. This is this ws_gpx. This folder is the one that you downloaded from my website, and it contains the graphics that we're going to be using to do stuff. To build the site. So if you look at, for example, page main, all right, those are the files that you use to put together the the slices and whatnot. So, like I said, you should have the main design in where you did the slicing, and the graphics file that you downloaded from the website. And after you do your slicing, what you should also have is you should have a folder called images, and in that images are all of your slices. Okay, so your slices, I'll leave this in the thumbnail. It should look similar to this, but will likely not look exactly like it. So don't worry if it doesn't, if it's not identical. The important part is that for each link, you have two sets of files. For example, I have the non-rollover book, brew, contact, eats, hours, and where. Okay, and I have the corresponding rollover versions of it: book, brew, contact, eats, hours, and where. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to use Dreamweaver to in JavaScript to actually flip it over. So when the mouse rolls over book, it's going to flip from this image to this one. I did mention this in the last video, but I only did it quickly. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that's extremely important, that all these that this image is exactly the same dimensions as this one. That this image is the exact same dimensions as this one. It can't be different at all. So what that means is if you sliced it once to create this images, okay, and if for some reason you had to modify your slice it or reslice it to create these ones, it's very likely that you didn't slice it with the same dimensions, and it's not going to work. Okay, so extremely important that the almost identical files are the exact same dimensions as each other. Okay, now when you have your slice folder, so I talked about this folder containing all your slices. I talked about this folder, the one you downloaded from the website. I talked about this one as well. Now this one here is also very important. You should have an HTML file. Actually, let me go view details. Okay, you should have an HTML file. This file was created by Photoshop. So basically, what you've done so far is you've downloaded this from the website. Use the graphics that I've provided to you to construct a page design in Photoshop. You sliced it, and when you sliced it, it created a whole bunch of individual images, and Photoshop also assembled it all into an HTML table, inside of this file here. Okay, and if you have all these items, you are definitely ready to get started.